Well, GST reforms had been rolled out from today onwards. Prime Minister have urged people to go Swadeshi. In fact, the campaign has been launched by the government as well. To talk on that, Union Culture and Tourism Minister Gajendra Singh Shekhawat is with me. Sir, specifically talking about your own ministry, how impactful it will be for culture and tourism sector?
See, whenever there is a cut into tax rates, maybe it is direct tax or indirect tax, ultimately the consumers, the people, the taxpayers, they have saving in their pocket. And whatever dispensable income remains with the consumers because of these type of tax cuts, maybe direct or indirect, that leads to generate or boost either spending in the market for buying of consumer goods, or it leads to the boost in tourism and travel. So certainly travel and tourism industry is going to be benefited out of this regime. I, being the responsible Minister of Tourism, I thank from the core of my heart from 294 billion people who have traveled in last year, domestic travelers, and 2 crore international travelers who have come to India, and the crores and crores of people who are engaged in the travel, tourism and hospitality industry across the country. I would like to convey my sincere gratitude and thanks to Honorable Prime Minister.
So Prime Minister also mentioned about the term neo middle class, and he said that almost 25 crore people have now come from below poverty line to the lower middle class group. These GST reforms, do you think that will directly impact those and will be beneficial for those, and how impactful it will be for Indian economy?
Certainly, because poverty, it used to be used as a weapon, political weapon to gain the chairs and political prowess in our country. That was a train. For the first time in our country, under the leadership of Honorable Prime Minister Modi ji, the way of working, the ideology of working has changed and completely shifted on the pivot of looking towards all the moves and initiatives, designing all the schemes on formulation and implementation of all the schemes, keeping the poorest of the poor in the mind. The way the schemes have been designed and then implemented over the ground with the 100% saturation approach. Now it is proved that has impacted, and 25 crore people have come out of the poverty line. And this segment of 25 crore people who are now feeling privileged to be part of middle class, since they have more dispensable income in their pocket after these tax cuts, especially this the move of the GST reforms, they'll be having more and more dispensable income in their pocket, and that is going to lead to a big bounce in the market and ultimately to the economy.
Because you also spoke about the politics, and it is the Congress party now coming out and stating that government wants to make everything as an event. It is for the last 8 years, Rahul Gandhi was saying that these reforms should come in. People had been suffering because of demonetization and GST, which they call Gabbar Singh tax. Credit war is also going. Mamata Banerjee is saying that they have been saying for so long. How do you see this politics?
I don't want to comment on what Mamata Banerjee is saying or Rahul Gandhi is saying, but I just wish to remind you, and through you, your viewers, that you please go through the statements on the public platforms or in the televisions or while giving the interviews or in the parliament. You just go to and remind all the statements which were given by Rahul Gandhi ji about GST, what nomenclature that he has given to this. And when it is proved that GST is good for the country and very good for the consumers, it is a big boost for the economy. Now he is taking U-turn, and the person who was from the open dais, he was saying that whenever we will come in the power, which they are not going to come, whenever we will come to the power, we will abolished this GST system. Now he is trying to take the ownership of that, and he is trying to own the credit of these reforms.
So lastly, your message to the people, just because it's the first day of Navratri, and as Prime Minister said that it's a Bachav Utsav. So,
Again, Navratri is being celebrated as the most holy days in our country. And in Navratri, and especially the Shardiya Navratra, the winter's Navratri, people take it as a festival of buying, purchasing. Traditionally, since ages. So since this festival season of buying has begun with today, Honorable Prime Minister have hailed our nation and people of India to go Swadeshi. And Swadeshi is the way of self-reliance. That leads to the way of self-reliance. And our country can become self-reliant on the way of working and on the way of moving on Swadeshi's movement. So I would also request all of the people who are putting up and listening to me through your channel that let us go Swadeshi, let us be vocal for the local, and let us take our local to the global.